Hello my captains, and welcome now to Friday. Well, it's going to be sunny but hyper aware this weekend for the goats. The moon is now in Gemini, putting emotional focus on your lifestyle. Now that includes how you live in your body, so if you're having body issues, could make you emotional. If you're emotional, could give you some body issues. This is the transit where people become hypochondriacs. This is the transit where people mislight, cast dis-ease in their soul if they're not careful. Your emotions are one with your moment for the next couple of days. So you're very passionate, you're very emotionally alert, and if you're overwhelmed, take yourself out of a given situation. That's the best way to manage this transit. You're not going to change the emotions in your body, but you can change what's triggering you. Now, zipping around to the sun. We are in Chapter 3 of Sun in Leo. This month, the Capricorns are focusing on boundaries. Where should you draw your lines? When should you let down your boundaries? When should you put up boundaries? When should you stand behind them? These are all the questions for Capricorns. And now that we're in Chapter 3, it's now time to create your beta prototype, or your first version of what the new 2009-2010 boundaries will be. And I do think that today, with Jupiter ruling the day, the best thing to do is think outside the box. You may think that you have to put up this certain boundary with this certain person, but maybe not. Maybe there's another way of going about it. Maybe that's not what needs to happen. Maybe it's a boundary with yourself. Maybe it's that you can't trust yourself in the situation. It's not that you can't trust them. Think outside your boundary box today, Capricorns. Consider things you normally wouldn't consider, and just considering it alone will sharpen your current plan regardless of whether or not you choose this other option. So consider. Then lastly, thinking of considering, Mercury. Mercury is conjuncting Saturn over the weekend. This is a very powerful moment. For the first time in a year and a half, I think Capricorns will be clear on their beliefs, what you really believe and what you don't. You've been mulling over belief structure now since Saturn entered into Virgo. Now, I'm not saying this is your final draft, but I do think that this is your first draft. Mercury's going to go retrograde and direct again over the same spot, but at least you have an operating beta version of your belief structure. Then finally, it's Feng Shui Friday. We've got a new episode of Ariel Joseph Town in the Feng Shui Guy, live on the mothership at Solgaran.tv. He's helping people to rearrange their space so it suits and honors their inner child. And in your case, considering it's all about boundaries and where you draw your lines, you may have a lot of these boundaries just set in motion by rearranging your space to reflect these new boundaries, Capricorn. So I really recommend you check out Ariel. He's fantastic. All right, that's all we have for the weekend. I'll see you on Monday with more. Live, love, be.
So